Have you guys heard of the laughing girl? One of my followers named Aiden, who's from Texas, sent me this story through my Instagram DMs, and y'all, I would literally have a heart attack if I saw her. Aiden told me this encounter happened recently on January 1st of this year, and that if you're from Texas, to be on the lookout for this girl. He told me it all began after a joyful family dinner at his parents' place when he took the wheel at around 10:45 p.m. to drive his family back to their house. On the way back, Aiden and his wife were having a casual conversation, barely listening to the low volume radio while their 3-year-old son was sleeping peacefully in the back. He told me on their journey home, he reached a part of their ride where there was nothing but fields and grass on both sides of the road. Nothing really out of the ordinary for them, except for the girl they spotted walking all alone along the road. Upon spotting this strange girl, Aiden told me him and his wife stopped talking on the spot, and they were immediately struck with concern as soon as they saw her. He said despite the cooler weather, she had just a scarf on, a tank top, and jean shorts. That was it, and she was not wearing any shoes whatsoever. Aiden told me at first they didn't stop the car, and initially passed her since she didn't pay any mind to them anyway. She was busy making movements with her arms as if she was talking to herself, while keeping her head down with her not so long blonde hair that was covering the upper part of her face. Now before his wife asked, Aiden did tell me that he did eventually stop the car a few meters away from the girl as he thought that she really needed help. Aiden told me he rolled down the window, peeked outside, and watched as this girl slowly approached the car. He noticed she didn't even look at him once peeking his head out. She just kept her eyes on the car, specifically the back of the car. That was the moment Aiden told me things took a really dark and terrifying turn. He said he could hear her clearly, and unlike what he thought, she was not talking to herself. Instead, she was laughing hysterically. Without a pause, not a single word, just laughing, while also making these movements with her arms, these movements that looked strange. Aiden described it as not just any laugh too. It was the kind that results from a very good joke or a funny scene in a comedy movie. But of course, in the context that they were in, it sounded very bizarre and very manic. Aiden told me he called out to the lady, asking if she was okay or if she needed help, but still, no response from her. She was in a world of her own. Aiden told me he ended up thinking that she might have been intoxicated. His wife, on the other hand, heard that manic laugh too, and assumed that she might have some mental issues or going through a mental breakdown, and suggested that they call the emergency line. However, before they could do so, Aiden told me something strange happened. Their 3-year-old son that was asleep in the back started to chuckle. He told me he remembers both him and his wife looked at their son as his shut lips curled into a smile with his eyes still closed shut. Aiden said he chuckled menacingly, like the overconfident villains in the movies, still sleeping and probably having the dream of his life. His wife ended up calling out to him, trying to wake him up from his sleep. In the meantime, Aiden noticed something much stranger. The laugh of the girl seemed to be patterned, repeating itself like a recorded audio, and soon he noticed the same phenomenon